welcome back, or if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you what I have been sewing this past week, and I also want to give you a long overdue pattern review of the Simplicity S9894. It is a Mimi G pattern, and I'll put an image here so you can see what it looks like. It comes in sizes 10 to 18 and 20W to 28W. So I'm really excited to share with you my review today. So stay tuned and I will tell you all the details. So let's go ahead and get into this review today. I am so excited to share with you the 3 skirts that I have made with this pattern. I did not do the top. However, Mimi G is really good at making sewing tutorials for her patterns. So make sure that you look up in the search engine on YouTube Simplicity S9894 if you are interested in sewing the top or you want to know a little bit more about the top. So I made the skirt 3 times, as I mentioned, and so I'm going to share with you everything that I did to achieve the looks that you will see throughout the video today. But let's first talk about the features of the pattern. So the pattern comes in sizes 10 to 18 and 20W to 28W. Yes, we have plus sizes for this, so I'm really excited about that. In terms of fabric suggestions, the fabric suggestions are boucle, cotton, denim, linens, rayons, and sateens. And for view A, you can also do that in a brocade or damask or a taffeta type fabric, and you do need a lining. So view A is the top. As I mentioned before, I did not sew the top. I sewed the skirt only. So the pattern features a really nice wide waistband. So it's about 1.5 inches wide. You also have this beautiful skirt that you can sew in either a maxi length or an above knee length version as well. So I did an alteration to the skirt so that I can get a knee length, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So the pattern has so many different panels that you're sewing together, but again, it is still very easy. So you have your front that's cut on fold, your back that's cut on fold, and you have your side front that's cut twice and your side back that's cut twice. So you do have quite a few seams that you're sewing together, but again, it's relatively easy. The only closure that you need is a zipper, and that zipper goes on the left side of the body instead of the back. And so I really love that about the skirt. The only thing that I wish I could have added to the skirt are pockets, because I love pockets in my garments. But because of the design of the fit and flared skirt with all the different panels, it's really hard to achieve a pocket in a skirt like this, so I understand. But if there's a way that we could come up with a design so that we can actually put pockets on the side, I think that would have been amazing. But again, because we have those panels, we do have a side seam zipper. It's relatively easy to sew. It's one of the easiest mates that I have made of Mimi G's. As you all know, in the past, she's had patterns that have had upwards of like 24 pattern pieces. I'm thinking of like her classic jogger suits and also her blazer outfits and things of that nature. But lately she's been giving us more beginner friendly patterns, and I absolutely love that. And also looser silhouettes, semi-loose silhouettes. And so I really like that. Let me go ahead and tell you more about what I've been sewing, and let's see these garments here. So the very first skirt that I made with this pattern is with this long maxi tan and black dotted skirt. I love this. It's a shirtweight fabric that I purchased from Minerva. As far as I know, this particular color is no longer available, but they do have this same print in different colorways. And so if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description box below and you can check out the other colors that they have. So I love this because it's really light in weight. And even though we're going into midway into fall here in the United States, this is still perfect for the weather. It's not too hot and it's not too cold yet. And so we are getting our temperatures are starting to drop where I'm at anyway. And so it's really nice to wear something like this. And that's one of the reasons why I made this towards the later end of the summer, because I knew that I could get some wear out of it, out of the part of the fall anyway. And so I absolutely love this. It's so beautiful and comfortable to wear. The only thing that I did not like about this particular project is that I used a shirting material, and so the waistband is a little bit flimsy, and I would tell you to be cautious about that. So again, it's a really great pattern, but you want to make sure you choose your fabrics wisely. I don't think that this was particularly a wise choice. It wasn't a bad choice, but it wasn't the best choice that I could have made. But I do love the fit. I'll put some images so you can see what it looks like on me. I paired this with a black knitted top with a V-neck, and also this beautiful matching piece here that I have made with the Vogue V30 2031. So I absolutely love the two together, but I also like it paired by itself. So I love this, and this is going to be part of my fall capsule wardrobe along with that piece as well. So that's the first garment that I made with the pattern. I also made this beautiful cotton sateen version of the skirt as well. This is my knee length variation. Now, the pattern does not have a knee length option. You will have to lengthen the pattern from the above knee version. And that's really simple and easy to do because the pattern flares out the more you go down the body. It is so easy to just pick a point and just draw where you want your skirt hemline to be and just cut it off from that point. I don't think you need to create a shorten and lengthen line because of the way that the pattern is designed to flare out. And so it's really easy to be able to just choose a point and just go ahead and lengthen your garment or shorten your garment wherever you want it to be lengthened or shortened. And so this fabric I purchased from Mood, and I will say, you guys know I'm very, very honest in my reviews. I did not particularly care for this fabric after I washed it. It lost a lot of its sheen. A lot of the cotton started to look more like a cotton, like a homemade cotton, instead of a really nice, shiny or sheened cotton, and I did not like that. And so I didn't like that about the garment, as well as no matter what needle I chose, the underside or the back of the fabric is white. And because it's white, when you sew with it, if the threads come through to the face of the fabric, you're going to see some of that white on the face of the fabric. And that was the case with this, especially around the waistband. I didn't like that. I usually don't like when Mood have a fabric on the underside of it. It's a different color than the face instead of having a burnout. It just, I didn't like that at all. Because of the way that it washed, and also because of the fabric, peeking through the white on the foreground of the fabric. I didn't really like that. I did make this with that Mimi G skirt. As you can see, it is a burgundy and red floral cotton sateen here that lost most of its sheen. It is a great piece, but I don't really fit it that well in the waist. I have been walking a lot and exercising a lot, and so far I lost about a little over a half of an inch off my waist. And so when I was in the process of making this, I could fit it in the beginning, but a couple of weeks to about 3 weeks into my weight loss journey, I started to shrink in size, and so it doesn't quite fit me on the waist. You may be able to see that in the videos. You may not. I did belt it so that I can kind of let it hold my waist a little bit more. But all of these actually, because I started the other one in late August, and so that one's a little bit loose as well as the last version that I'm about to share with you as well. That one's a little bit loose. This one more so because it's a cotton sateen and it has a little bit of stretch to it. And so this is definitely not going to see too many days of wear, especially if I continue with the progress of the weight loss that I've been making. So anyway, although it didn't turn out as I had hoped. It's really not a bad garment, and I may try to wear it a couple times before I have to get rid of it. Lastly, I made this beautiful denim version, and even if I cannot fit this by the end of the year, because as I explained before, I've been losing some weight off of my waist, I'm definitely going to take this one in. I will not donate this one. I will put in the extra work to size it down because it is that good. I love the fabric. The fabric I purchased from Joann years ago, and it's a cotton denim fabric. I love it. I love the drape. I love the way that it feels. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful make, and I cannot be more happier with this. This is probably going to be one of my favorite makes of 2024. I've worn this about 3 or 4 times already, probably more than that, because I made it during the summer. And so it's just one of my favorite, and I absolutely love it. I can't tell you how much I love this. It's just such a beautiful garment. And yeah, I am definitely going to keep this, and I'm not giving this away. Even if I have to put the work in to size it down, I do not mind. I love this one. So you'll notice that you have seen my videos of how I have styled each one of these pieces, and you'll notice that I have different tops on. And I'm going to share with you the different tops that I have made, because I have made those tops this past week, and I'll share with you the patterns and everything of that nature as well. And I did make one more skirt, and I want to share that with you as well. So I made this beautiful, beautiful pre-pleated skirt. The fabric was purchased from Joann, and I made something similar a couple of years ago with a mauve colored one, and I just went back and I just had to get the navy blue version, but at the time I did not have the time to go back to revisit that project, which is really odd because you can kind of make time for whatever you want to sew, but also it's just an easy, easy make. So I use my TNT pattern, and I'll put that here so you can see what that is. It's a new look pattern, and I absolutely love that pattern because you can just do so much with that pattern. So it has pleats on the front of the garment, but whenever I do something like this, like a Fortuny or a pleated skirt, I can't talk today. Whenever I do anything like that, I just forego the pleating and I just gather in the waistline. And so that's what I did with this. I cut out the back and the front pattern pieces without stretching the fabric, because you don't want to stretch this kind of fabric. And I just went ahead and I cut those pattern pieces out, and I gathered the front and I gathered the back instead of putting in those pleats or those darts. And I used the waistband of that pattern, but as you can see, the front is a flat front waistband and the back is elasticated. And so I just basically, I put the elastic in the back of the garment, and I took in more of the back instead of the front so that I can get a flat front waistband. And I didn't really create my own flat front waistband. I didn't do anything different. I just brought the back in a little bit more. I gathered the back waistband in a little bit more to accommodate for the front instead of gathering the front, because with that pattern, the front and the back is gathered with elastic. Instead of doing that, I just gathered the back end a little bit more, and that's how I got this beautiful, beautiful skirt. And as you can see, I stitched a line, a stay stitch line going across the back so that the back of the elastic does not fold over. So that's all that I did for this, and I absolutely love it. It is on trend. So pleated skirts are on trend. Pre-pleated skirts are on trend this year, as well as these beautiful darker navy blue and black colors and things of that nature. And so I wanted to make sure that I put that in my wardrobe this year because I wanted to make sure that I sewed a couple of pieces that were on trend. Now you'll see that I paired this skirt here with this navy blue top. So this is the Patina Blouse by Friday Pattern Company. And this is basically just another pattern on repeat for me. It's a classic and I absolutely love it. It has this beautiful statement collar. I went with lighter blue buttons so that the top could pop a little bit more. And instead of putting an elastic or a cuff at the end, I just did a short sleeve. I don't know if you can see it, but I did a short sleeve and I did add more gathers to my shoulder head than what the pattern calls for. And I usually do that with most patterns because I like to have more gathers at the shoulder head. And so I split the pattern at the head of the pattern and I just created more gathers. And so that's this top here. And I absolutely adore this top. There is some problems with the facing of this and I forgot about that and I forgot to fix it the last time I sewed it. So it's a little bit wonky on the inside, but it still looks great. I love it. It's one of my favorite patterns that I can just sew and not have to worry too much about a bust adjustment. So really love this. And this is what I paired with the pre-pleated skirt as well as the denim skirt. And I also sewed this beautiful top right here. Now I have quite a bit to say again about this fabric. I purchased this fabric from Mood. Oh, by the way, this fabric was purchased by Fabric Wholesale Direct and it was fairly cheap. I think it was like $5.99 or something like that, $4.99. They have some really great rayon challis that are always priced really low and they are pretty great quality as you can see here. And I love it. I love it. So that's where I got this piece from. But this I got from Mood and I got quite a bit to say about this. This fabric, I mean, for the price of this fabric as well as that cotton sateen, I feel like it just was not worth it. This fabric, I think, was something like $15 a yard and I purchased 2 yards. And so $30 for a top. You would expect for the fabric to be doing its business, you know, but it just did not hold up very well. There were a few strands of fabric that started to unravel or fray as I was sewing it, and it caught on the needle and it immediately snagged the fabric. I don't know if you can see that here, but it immediately started snagging the fabric here. I have those little lines going throughout the fabric snags quite a few places. And I didn't particularly like that. It's a very busy fabric as well. So it moves a lot. It's a rayon. And so it's supposed to behave like that in some ways, but it's just very slippery. It's not a fabric that I would purchase again because it didn't behave the way that I had hoped. It was quite difficult to sew with. It slipped a lot. I just didn't have a lot of fun with this fabric. But with that said, I was able to get a really nice, decent top out of it, and I am going to wear this top. I think it's a beautiful top. The pattern that I used with this one was not the patina. I used a Butterick pattern. And as I mentioned before, the Patina Blouse, it's something wrong with the facings. They're a little bit, I don't know. I have to go back and kind of work those pattern pieces. And so I decided to go ahead and try one of my TNT patterns, which has a similar body, but it has different collars to it. So you do have like tied, big, nice tie necklines and things of that nature. But I decided to take the patina collar and put on this Butterick pattern because I really do like the silhouette of the Butterick pattern. And also the Butterick pattern has darts on the side, whereas the Patina Blouse does not. And as you can see here, because there's no darts here, there's like some extra fabric here that kind of like folds over where a dart should be. And the Butterick pattern does a really good job at taking care of that problem. And so I decided to go ahead, instead of like reworking the patina, to get a dart and all that other stuff. I have already been sewing this, and I've sewed it a couple times and I really loved it. And so I decided to just take the collar of the patina and place it on this, because I absolutely love the fit a little bit more. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the patina, but like I said, it just needs a dart here. But I really like this because it takes care of that issue. So, and also with this one, you don't have gathers on the sleeve head. And so if you want a top that's similar to the Patina blouse, but you don't want to have gathers, this would be a really good top to switch out for. And you can always draft your own collar, or there's another Butterick pattern, I'll put that here, that has a similar statement collar. So instead of buying this Patina blouse for $20 or whatever, if you get yourself a couple of Butterick patterns for $2.99, $6, you can get the collar, and you can also get the body of the garment, and you can recreate the Patina blouse. Now, I don't know anything about that Butterick pattern that has that statement collar that looks similar to the Patina blouse. I don't know anything about it, and that's why I was suggesting to get this one and take the collar from that and sew it to this one, because I haven't sewn that one, so I can't really recommend that one yet. I do want to sew that one and kind of see how it stacks up against the Patina blouse, and then also this one. But that is what I have been sewing. I have been creating a few sets to go into my capsule wardrobe. I'm really excited to be able to continue to add pieces, and you'll see soon, you'll be able to see some more pieces that I have been adding to this collection. So I hope you all have fun. Thank you for staying with me today and watching my channel. I hope that you had fun. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.